Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Crunkest show in social media history. I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone. My man Donovan Sadiq will be on in a few seconds. There you go. And I got the Queen, Demetra K, in the building. And I am the 5-star general. So y'all better get ready, man, because tonight, these rappers killing everybody. They killing each other. But ain't nobody doing nothing to George Zimmerman. You'll understand what we're talking about when we get into it. Let's get ready to go. Say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone and tell you thank you for tuning in. Donovan will be on in a minute. Whatever he got going on, he'll pop in. But right now we're not gonna hold the show up. In the news today, man, they say the 600 won't be long. You should start getting that stuff as early as I think it was late this week or next week. And if you need it, then use it wisely, because I don't think you're gonna get nothing else. I really don't. So be very wise with how you spend that 600 and take care of your business. I recommend you buy a bunch of food, because I don't know what the hell is gonna happen. Some people say the vaccine working. Some people say the side effects are too rough. So we really don't know what's happening. So I'm gonna turn this over to Demetra so she can get us up to speed so we can get it in. What's going on, D?
Everything is going on, but hi, how are you guys doing? And welcome to Tuesday night's edition of the War Zone. Hope you're having a great day. And if you could do us a favor and share the video so everybody can get the information and join in on the conversation. So also really quick, so you guys, as Gary said, the $600 part of $600 stimulus package, the stimulus check, I guess is what they're calling it, should be out. They said by Monday or something like that. Hell, it'll get there when they get there, right? But it was also discovered that a lot of the money that was in the stimulus package went to other countries. I think it said $500 million. I think it was. No, 500,000 maybe. I think it's $500,000 went to Israel. And some other countries were privy to the money, and just other things that is like, really, that's what you put before giving money to American citizens. So that's, for your information, that's how your Congress feels about you. So anyway, we are going to talk about that. Really, the question is, why are rappers killing themselves? I guess. Why are rappers killing themselves, or gangsters, or whoever? And you have people like, now, of course, we're not advocating that anybody go out and do anything to somebody like George Zimmerman. But the question is, why is he still walking around breathing? And, we're around here killing each other. So we're going to show you a video which actually sparked tonight's conversation. So you guys, he said, breaking news, Trump just said he's not signing the stimulus bill. Oh. Or maybe he's going to give more. I don't know. So anyway, here we go, you guys.
Motherfucker, we killing in our communities. Now, you mean not one rapper. Now rapping gangster killing nigga with the 100-round gun. Chicago killing. And now some bitch got George Zimmerman. We putting prices on each other heads, nigga, but ain't nobody put a price on George Zimmerman motherfucking head. Kind of shit, man, what kind of shit is going on? Man, these ain't no real niggas. Ain't now rapping nigga a real motherfucking nigga, and we ain't nobody made no attempt on George. Now, motherfucker, homie, think about that. But we'll put a price on a nigga head live around the corner. And he ain't done nothing, he ain't hurt nobody, he ain't killed now, baby. Yeah. We fucked up, nigga, but we playing bad to the world, nigga. For us to have the niggas that all rappers is killers. They kill 100 niggas in one song. In 16 bars. Nigga, why we can't execute this, nigga, for our people and for our nation of race of people who've been trapped in this shit, nigga? So Jay-Z said it. Ain't nobody looked at that man, homie George. That nigga sold a gun for $250,000. Didn't no nigga buy it, so couldn't no white boy celebrate it and pass it down as an heirloom. They used to make niggas out of belts. They used to kill niggas and skin niggas, nigga. It's a white boy with some nigga ears hanging that's been passed down for 7 generations. But these niggas will put prices on each other head, homie. That's why I don't respect that shit. Homie, that's why, nigga, that's why I don't respect none of that shit, my nigga. You niggas just talking. You niggas ain't bad like no real niggas. You niggas ain't bad enough to take no lashes across your motherfucking back, nigga. You niggas will die from whips across your back. We ain't bad like that no more, homie. Nigga, we weak. Cause we kill one another. The bullets is for the revolution. It ain't for no other nigga. The nigga already dead. We already dead. We walking around doped up all day. Niggas ain't sober. Niggas walking dead. Ain't shit to kill no nigga.
What part of that he said wasn't true? I mean, that's why I put the parental discretion up. And you know, I saw the comment from Dion, our country is at war and y'all talking about rappers trash. Well, I'm tired of talking about the goddamn country being at war every night. The reason the country at war is because y'all keep voting for them same suckers. And we can't seem to get past a lot of this stuff that they doing. But what the man is saying is something that I truly believe in, and it's all facts, is that you step on somebody's shoes, that's a murder case 47% of the time. You know, little babies getting killed in the hood, and you know, people can do what they want to us, but at the same time, you got folks, and I think what he really meant to say, folks like George Zimmerman, we won't even look their way. We won't even look their way. They can do whatever they want to us, but we will not even look these people way to do whatever. But you rappers, y'all out here killing each other. Y'all killing each other over what? Them little girls that's bouncing from bed to bed. Y'all all getting the same folk pregnant. I guess the Kardashians done kind of fell off the radar because everybody done ran through them. But, you know, at the end of the day, what he's speaking is the truth. What he's speaking is the truth, man. I mean, we quick to do something to each other, but them people can do whatever they want to us, and we won't do nothing about it. D, what you got to say?
No, absolutely. You know, we're conditioned to raise up on each other, but we won't raise up on white supremacy at all. Like we won't do it. It doesn't even cross our minds, you know. And someone like George Zimmerman, and George Zimmerman to be specific, I mean, he's done a whole host of things, you know, to you know how you back in the day when you were in school, you know, you drew the line and said if you're bad, you know, cross the line. Well, that's what George Zimmerman has done to you know, black people in general. If y'all bad, cross the line, y'all ain't gonna do nothing. I'm gonna sell this gun for $250,000, the gun that I murdered, you know, Trayvon Martin, who was 17 at the time, 17 years old. He was killed in 2012 by George Zimmerman. He was walking home from the store after buying a Skittles and an iced tea. George Zimmerman was a, you know, Billy Badass wannabe neighborhood watch who made it his business to pursue Trayvon Martin and murder him. He shot him in cold blood, and he got away with it under Florida's law. Stand your ground. He completely got away with it. The Department of Justice under the Obama administration said that from what they could see, Trayvon's civil rights were not encroached upon, if you will, so they couldn't charge him. They closed the case as well. So there was no justice for Trayvon Martin. And in 2019 of December, as a matter of fact, George Zimmerman leveled a $100 million lawsuit against Trayvon's family and some other people because Benjamin Crump wrote a book and he detailed what happened. You guys know Benjamin Crump. He came to fame really with that case, the Trayvon Martin case. But he chronicled what happened to Trayvon in one of his books. And so George Zimmerman basically said it was defamation and this, that, and the other. And so he's going after them for $100 million. And George Zimmerman has also leveled a $250 million lawsuit against Elizabeth Warren and Pete Buttigieg because on the anniversary of Trayvon Martin's murder, they tweeted about it. Basically, they didn't mention him, but they tweeted that, he was murdered and how unjust it is and, this, that, and the other. And so basically, George Zimmerman has been crossing the line ever since then, and he's still walking around breathing. Now, I will say this. There was a white dude who, unfortunately, right now is doing 20 years in a penitentiary that took a shot at him and missed. So, I guess, and again, I'm not advocating people do that, but why murder each other? I mean, if you got to you have an inkling to do it, there's a whole lot of people that, should probably not be here. And I'm trying to be careful because I know people getting their feelings. And Dion, you say illegals get $1,800 in stimulus while we get $600, and y'all talking about rappers. Well, what you gonna do about it? Take your Billy Badass and storm the Capitol and go knock on the Congress's door and tell them to give you more than $600. What you gonna do? We can talk about what we want to talk about on here. We can talk about Obama's mama if we want to. What are you going to do? That's what I want. And I want you to next time type into the comment section, what are you going to do about that little funky $600 evidently you ain't happy with? And like Gary said, those are the people we keep putting in office, people who are like, here is a funky little $600. Now go make do with that. So what are you going to do about it? Stop asking us what we going to do. Come in the comment section the next time you feel the need to do so and say, I have done A, B, C, and D. I have walked to see my black ass to the halls of Congress and told them that I don't like the $600 you gave me. You need to ante up. That's the next time you should say anything else in this comment section. Stop asking us why we talking about what we talking about it. We talking about it because we want to, and it's all right to do that. Gary?
I knew you were going to get it. The thing is this here. Talking about the one thing we can't do is keep talking about the same thing every night. We can't keep talking about the same. I saw another guy asked about the tape. You're not keeping up, big homie. As far as the 600, man. I mean, honestly, when the last time you called your city council person? When the last time you called your state senator, your congressperson, your federal congressperson, or your federal Senate person and complained about that 600? Come on, man. I mean, that ain't for us to keep beating the drum up every night, and it's nothing that realistically we can do about it. We told y'all not to vote for some of these people. Pelosi don't just sit there because she gets to be there. She gets to sit there because somebody keeps putting her in office. Mitch McConnell, the people of Kentucky, they keep putting this dude in office, man. So these the people, Schumer, they keep putting him in office. These the people that's controlling whether you eat or not on December 25th. So, no, we ain't finna keep talking about that shit, man. I don't even get the 600. Let's get that straight. I don't get the 300 a week. I mean, however that's going, 300 a week with unemployment. I ain't found no unemployment. So I don't get that. Y'all don't say nothing when it's time to say something. You wait till the house is on fire, then you want to let everybody know it's burning. 600, man, they gave you $1,200 9 months ago. And now they come back and give you 600. But the people that gave you 600, they ain't getting 600. They get like 180,000. So when you can figure out how to talk to your people that's in charge, remember, y'all had this big thing. We're going to hold people accountable. So when you going to start doing it? Or realistically, you didn't have a plan? And now Trump's saying he ain't signing no stimulus because he wants you to get more. And I believe you should get more. But at the same time, shit, why should Trump be the one to fight for you now? That don't mean I like him. But why should the devil himself be the one to fight for you. No, what you need to be doing is jamming them goddamn people up. But you don't want to jam up your people. You want to take, you want to take pictures. You want to take their goddamn turkeys or their little toys they getting for free. They ain't buying that shit they giving away. People donating, companies donating that shit, which is a good thing because some people wouldn't have a Christmas. Some of these kids would not have a Christmas. You see what I'm saying? So, educate yourself, big homie. I ain't here for the argument with you. But what we talking about is real, man. Every other day, some rapper getting hit by another rapper. For what? For what? When you got folk out there doing all kinds of shit to us, and we won't step to them. Back in the day, D, I wrote a song when I was in LA hanging out with Simple E. And the song was called, You Niggas Ain't Gangsta, Dog. You niggas ain't gangster, man. You ain't gonna kill nothing, ain't gonna let nothing die. But let one of our people look sideways at your gal, you ready to kill the whole club. You ready to kill the whole club. A whole bunch of you motherfuckers are straight up cowards, man.
And then he talking about these people about to eradicate our black asses, but let's continue talking about rappers. No, we got a problem in our community, okay? We have a problem, and it's not just them or they. It is us too. And as far as you're talking about us, we're guiding black minds. Okay, we take that as a compliment, but we talk about how to get the bag all the time. We got to do for self. We got to stop depending on the very people who are oppressing us to help us. That's part of the problem. We keep waiting on, like it's probably way more of us disproportionately who needs that $600 than anybody else. But yet we are privy to, before the pandemic happened, $1.3 trillion that comes in and out of our hands as black people every year here in America. But we give 97% of that away. And so some of that is on us. So that, like us to keep beating up and talking about Congress is going to listen to black people when we get our stuff together, when they see that we are keeping our money and we are using our resources and we really have some economic power. As Dr. Muhammad said, he was on here a couple months ago, he said, we have we can't do anything in politics without a strong economy. We don't even have an economy here in America that we can even do anything with. And so, yeah, we can talk about Congress, but we really need to talk to our own people and teach each other how to unify and mobilize so that we'll stop begging. You don't hear Asians begging and whining about what Congress is doing. Now, I'm not saying individually, but I'm talking about as a whole. Asians are 8% of the population here in the United States of America, but they are the wealthiest people here because they organize and they do all their stuff together. They practice group economics. And so they're not concerned as much as what the government is going to do for them as we are. Now, that's what we need to be focused on. But to get back to this, we do need to talk about these rappers and everybody else who is gangster. Like Gary said, somebody step on your shoe or look at your girl or, whatever, lean on your car, then you want to murder them. But you got these real white supremacists walking around here disrespecting black people on a regular, and you want as much as look their way. So we have to deal with what's going on in our community before we talk about, Congress. And listen, if they give you the $600, you ain't going to bust a grape. You're going to go cash it like everybody else. And so for you to try to charge us with or tell us who and what to talk about, no, what are you doing? When is the last time, like Gary said, you went to your city hall meeting, to your city, like right in your own neighborhood? When is the last time you went to your council meeting and told them, I don't like A, B, C, and D? But yeah, you want to get on here and get froggy and start barking orders at people when you probably done none of the above.
I love Jalen Mashawn's comment. It took them 9 months to debate about $600. 9 months to debate about $600. But you could have done something inside of those 9 months. Wasn't there an election? Didn't you have the opportunity to get rid of some of these motherfucking people? But you didn't do that. You want to have a conversation, especially, hopefully, I don't know where you're located, brother, but if you in Houston, you feel what I'm saying? On January the 10th, I'm gonna have a conversation about this violence, this same subject in the city of Houston. And I get to sit on the panel with Executive Police Chief Troy Fennell, City Council at Large Letitia Plummer, State Representative Ron Reynolds. Now hold on, I'm in some good company, dude. When we talking about the second in command for the police department, a state representative and a city council at large, and we finna have a conversation about doing something about this violence in our communities. Now we're gonna stream it live, so therefore it's a nationwide conversation. But why is it that when we have to talk about the real shit, you know, it's an issue? Like you say, we chase the bag all the time. You know, we bring Walter on this show, we bring Walter on Demetrius' show. You motherfuckers don't tune in when we talk about chasing the bag. We can't get you to tune in when it's real. But let us talk about some nasty shit. Let us talk about some bullshit. Everybody and their mama gonna be watching. And I'm gonna tell you a secret, especially if you're in Houston, all these politicians watching. They know you some suckers. You ain't gonna roll up on them. You ain't gonna roll up on them. And see, for me, I'm jamming them up. And the thing is, I don't have to jam all of them up because some of them, we sit down and we have the conversations. But I ain't gonna just keep talking, and they know that. So I'm solution oriented. I think a part of the problem with, I tell you what, man, you just did it. Hold on, bro. I gotta wait for you to come across the phone, but I'm gonna take care of you, man. Say, nigga,
Don't block.
Let me tell you something. You don't even know what power is. You don't know what power is, dude. See, have you ever dealt with your city council people? Well, I tell you what I did. 2:00 in the morning last night, I wanted more validation that this person sitting in that city council seat lives outside of the district that they represent. So at 2:00 in the morning, I got the picture of the house with the Christmas lights, with the car sitting in the fucking driveway. See, when you sleep, some of us working. So what I need you to do, big homie, either get busy or just shut the fuck up. And that's the only way it can be. Now, what can we do since you're so educated? When the last time have you had a conversation with one of these locals in the neighborhood about killing each other? They aim is messed up because when they shooting, they hitting innocent women, innocent men, innocent children. Our kids they not even targets, they collateral damage. You got 4 and 5 year old kids getting murdered because some dudes and got into it over some dope. Come on, man. But yet, when one of these other people do something to you, your ass won't do nothing. And I know what it is. You niggas ain't gangster, man. Y'all some cowards. Especially some of you big dudes out here. You don't have to respect me. I ain't in the business of being respected. I'm in the business of making money. So whether you like me or not, I don't give a fuck, because I'm going to tell the truth every fucking time. Our poor babies are being murdered in these streets. And I'm not talking about 14, 15-year-old kids. I'm talking about 5, 6-year-old, 2-year-old children being murdered because they sitting in the car while their mama running the nail shop. They ain't got shit to do with that shit out there, man. So can we get to some solutions about that? Well, Mr. Monroe, do you have some? Yeah, I submitted a proposal yesterday to Fort Bend County because 2 kids got murdered in their damn driveway to deal with gun violence.
2 brothers.
2 brothers in their driveway. Both of them promising they could have been anything they wanted to be. But why do they have to be dead? A family finna go through a Christmas that's going to be so traumatic that is unreal. No, let's have a real conversation, man. And if that ain't what you want to have, this ain't what you need to watch, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely agree. And I want to go back to 2 comments here. And Jonelle, how you doing? You said, if we pull 200 of that 600 to buy farmland, we would create jobs and empower ourselves. Just 200 of it. If we got, our friends and families together, say, here, I got 200 on it. What you got? Okay, I got 200. And we bought some land. We could do those things. But no, we too busy begging, the oppressor to please help me, please. Can I have another biscuit? And let's see here, Brother Samuel, he said, the ministry of arts and culture is a powerful ministry. One rap song is more powerful than 1,000 speeches. Everyone may not read a conscious raising book, but will listen to the knowledge and coming through a rap. We must take back the music to raise the consciousness of our people, because if you are hip, you hop. Absolutely. I mean, we know that music is the portal to a lot of people's minds, right? To the way they think. You listen to, WAP enough, pretty soon you start, maybe thinking along those lines. I don't know. We know that when music inculcates you, then it does shape the way you behave. And it's true, and Gary can speak to that. A lot of those rappers most of those rappers ain't about that life. But on wax, they are. And to somebody who is, like you said, not reading a book and, know the truth, or have parents who are awake, they think that's real life. They think I'm going to go out there and do what the rappers are doing, even though the rappers, hell, they on a Hollywood movie set, filming these videos and talking about that stuff. So, I absolutely agree. But I don't know. I just think a lot of us are too busy trying to, think that our oppressors are going to save us, right? We need to be talking about the $600 stimulus package. Well, if we had our stuff together, that $600 would just be money in the bank. Okay, well, that's nice. I'll put it in savings. Or like Jonelle said, I'm going to go get together with some of my homies, because that's what everybody else is doing. I saw a post earlier this year where they said Hispanics are they pooled their stimulus money together and bought houses. Houses, not a house, but houses. But we talk about, where's my money? That's all they gave us was $600. No, I mean, like I said, if we had our stuff together, it would just be money in the bank. So I guarantee y'all would never have me on. I damn sure tell y'all flat out how stupid we now look as a black race. Flat out stupid. Well, yeah, you're right. You're right about one thing. We would never have you on, Gary.
Because I don't look stupid. I get out here and fight every day. There's a root cause to what we're doing. It's a battle that I fight every day: gun violence, gang violence. But some days I can make it make sense. 5-year period, we rolling in the number 6, 542 youngsters decommitted from street gangs, from the conversations me and my people had with them. They walked away from it because it makes no sense to be out here murdering your brothers and your sisters, especially the babies, over something as trivial as what you're getting into it about. But at the same time, we promote this. We don't understand that it would be better if we could rap consciously. And I think we kind of forgot about what that whole rap thing was about from the gate. That's that. Some of y'all fell into the game with Pac and Biggie. And ain't nothing wrong with that. That's when you were born, you fell off into the game with Pac and Biggie. But rap music was created as a means of getting information from one borough to the next. When it first started, man, if you had a beef, you settled it on the microphone. You know what I'm saying? Some of the greatest battles that have ever been fought in music were fought on the microphone. But nowadays, you can end up in some stuff, and it's just because your song was better than theirs. There's a serious problem in Dallas, Texas, man, with these rappers going at each other like this. And the sad part about it is, when you pulling out the pistols, can't nobody make no money, man. Let's talk about the street aspect of it. Whenever you bring the murder game into the streets, ain't nobody gonna make no money. Now that's for you hustlers out there that wanna be hustlers. You new breed of hustlers. When you bring the murder game into the building, ain't nobody gonna make no money, man. It's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And we realistically need to figure out what's the problem with all that. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm old school. I love music, but I don't do music with new niggas. I don't do music with you youngsters. Because I know if I go in there and blaze you in the studio, I'm probably have to come out the building and kill one of y'all. All because I'm just old and I'm better. For what? For what? I don't have the time nor the desire. You know, everything is about showing all your money, your stacks of money, and that's cool. But when you can't sell a record, what happens to the stacks of money? When you tricked it all off, what happens to the stacks of money? You know, we bring people on, financial literacy, you know, good people like Walter. I'm doing a show with Leah now, you know, but we can't get you to tune into that. We can't get you to tune into that. We can't have that conversation. Like Jonelle is one of my favorite viewers because every night he drops a nugget somewhere. He drops several nuggets somewhere. Hold on, I'm reading something.
I asked him what he want to talk about if we had him on, and that's his response.
I mean, let's clear it out for him tomorrow. You want to come on? Come on. Understand something, bro. We don't do no arguing. But you're going to sit up here with 3 strong black motherfuckers. That's a totally different beast when you got to sit in that hot seat. Because you have to bring it, dog. You have to bring it. But I think with the way this thing is set up nowadays, with the rappers beefing, now you got, I see lately Snoop Dogg beefing with Eminem. I don't think that's gonna go anywhere because they so high up the food chain, they ain't finna be no pistol play. They ain't finna lose their income and their money behind no foolishness. Most of this killing stuff is on the local and regional level, if you understand music of some of these people. You know, Boosie, you know, he got a new song talking about he got a stick in the car or something. He doing a $2,000 challenge for people to show a video with them with their gun in the car wilding out. Come on, man. And we don't understand this here. But I see, I'm the type, I got people that know him, you know, and man, reach out to your mans, man. Come on, dog. You got a powerful voice. And I mean, you could be telling people, you know, something else. You know, I would say maybe he does it the wrong way. But Boosie, can you tell some of these single fathers, you know, what they could do to raise their children? You do it every day. There are other things that he could be talking about. You feel what I'm saying? There are other things that you could be trying to help us with, you know, to do that. And Baton Rouge is, oh man, that's a tough place to live in, bro. Yeah, y'all talking that mess, man, but some of y'all ain't gangster to go live in Baton Rouge. Now, you ain't gonna do that. Bring your ass to that north side of Houston. I bet you ain't gonna be worried about no WAP.
And didn't Snoop's new company, cannabis company, net about, you know, something he invested in $100 million as of today. Plus, I saw he's going to be on another television show. I'm like, one thing about Snoop, he is getting his money. So, no, of course, you know, he might have been a gangster back in the day, but he ain't out there shooting them up and, you know, doing all that stuff. Now, like you said, he's too high up on the food chain, but I do miss the days of Public Enemy, Brand Nubians, Dead Prez, you know, A Tribe Called Quest, all of them when they were actually talking about something. They were actually, like Brother Samuel said, raising the awareness, raising the consciousness of Black people. Like the late 80s and the 90s, you know, early, that's when music was just so, like, I tease my daughter all the time because I, you know, work out. And I work out to, you know, rap that came, you know, the 80s and 90s and stuff, hip hop. And I teased her. I said, man, you'll never know. You'll never know what it was like to grow up. Now you can listen to the music, but during those times, I mean, Black people were just conscious. We were aware, you know, we were just in tune, but, you know, obviously the powers that be, and we know who that is without having to mention them, they've shifted the things that we listen to, you know, Brother Samuel's point, is shifted the things that we listen to, you know, to pump in nonsense into us. And like I always say, yes, sure, there were some women who were rappers who did some, you know, risque stuff, but not like today. Like what? I don't even know of any female rappers today that don't run around naked and talk about what's under their clothes, right? And so, like I said, too bad we don't operate out of the realm of that music that we used to, because I think we'd be a lot better off. But now it's just it's horrible. I can't even and won't even listen to 99% of the stuff that they're making today. I'm not gonna do that to my brain.
Jonelle dropped a nugget again. Majority of these puppet negative rappers are paid to inspire us with the mind of ignorance. He not lying. Now, you ask yourself, Common is all over the place at this moment, helping, bring awareness to the fact that you need to vote, different places like that. Why is he not doing music? Because they don't want to market and promote it. Because he's talking about uplifting us. You feel what I'm saying? And I like the Lupe fiascos. I like the Commons. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I'm a big KRS-One fan from back in the day, and these folks here are still relevant to this day, but I think some people are actually scared to listen to the minister. A lot of these high-powered rappers, they have access to the minister. But I want you to understand, when you sit down with an intelligent man like Minister Louis Farrakhan, he has a way of penetrating. As far as me, I was on my journey, and then one day Dr. Muhammad called me and said the minister's coming to Houston. And this is exactly what he told me. He said he wants whoever's dealing with education at his speech, when he speaks. And I say, so what you mean? Brother, he say you need to be there. You the man in the city that deal with the kids. You the one that deal with education. And I'm going to tell you something. Ever since I saw and heard this man speak, in person, I've been a totally different person. So these rappers that have access to him, look at the change from Cube. Look at how 2 Chainz' mind changed a little bit. The way he started handling himself. Even T.I. started handling himself better. A lot of these people, see, Boosie ain't gonna sit down with the minister. I think they are afraid to sit in that room with somebody that's gonna make it make sense. They're afraid to sit in there. You see what I'm saying? And as far as folks like Alan say, blame DJ Vlad. No, Vlad want clicks, man. Vlad just, I don't know. I think the dude got a scanner in his house or something, the way he be coming up with information on folk before mainstream media even get it. You see what I'm saying? But to sit in a room with somebody who is as close to the higher power as the minister, it will have no choice but to wake you up. It will have no choice. And, a lot of people don't know that I'm a work in progress with the religious aspect. But when I heard that man speak, man, I joined the Nation of Islam on Christmas Day 5 years ago. And since I joined, they've never asked me for any money. They don't have a building fund. Knowledge of self, love your people is what I've been taught. And that's why I love some of y'all. You ignorant as all outdoors. Some of y'all, got the sense of Morris the cat. I still got love for you and still want you to do better than what you're doing. And that's why I'm saying, some of y'all little kids, y'all kids is doing music. Y'all hear that shit they be talking about? But don't understand that lifestyle nowadays with music brings violence. It brings violence to the table. Helping create a program at my school. And, we don't even talk about that. We talk about trying to learn how to run the company. Can we teach them that? Because think about it, Common would be relevant right now, musically, if he ran the company. But when you sign to him, they get to dictate what you can and cannot do. I remember DJ Quick, Dimitri, was signed to Profile Records and he wanted off that label. Guess what they did to Quick for over 10 years? He had one album he needed to do, and he fulfilled his contract. Every time he would submit an album, they would turn it down. And that's the reason he said, the hell with it, I'm going to hang out with Suge them because I got to feed my family. And if you think Quick was really into the production side of it, he had some good songs, but man, they wouldn't let this man go. So now you ask yourself, why is Pac really dead? Because Pac was ready to wake you up. He was ready to wake you up. And I think if my man wasn't dead, I think if Biggie wasn't dead, I think if Pimp C would, because Pimp got out of jail on something else. He got out of jail on, well, now we finna have some peace around here. Now he could have got out of jail on the fact that Master P them ran up in that hotel room and tried to do him something, which they did do him something. He could have got out of jail on some vengeance. But he came out on, man, let's all get together and make this money. You see what I'm saying? And that's what we should be encouraging the kids, especially the ones that want to do music. Now, you shouldn't be, Boosie go down there for a balloon release and he gets shot in the leg. In Dallas, come on, man. Dimitri?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that was it last month or so he gets shot, and then another rapper, I've never heard of him up until the time that I heard he was murdered. That Mo3 or somebody like that. He was a Dallas rapper, and it sounded like he was shot once before, but this time they actually, unfortunately succeeded in murdering him. But Common, and I guess he's conscious to some degree. I mean, I think he's kind of bought in a little bit. Hollywood loves him and all of that. But I remember on his album, like Chocolate for Water, he had a song called A Song for Assata, talking about Assata Shakur. I mean, he really enlightened a lot of people talking about Assata. And actually, when I heard the song, I don't know, when did that album come out? 20 years ago, maybe, or more. I went and I read the book and I learned about Assata Shakur. I mean, I learned about it inside and out, but it was really because of that song. And on that song, he went, over to Cuba because she has political asylum over there, talked to her, and, or I think he talked to her over the phone. And she, was on his album as well. And remember when Lupe Fiasco was trying to tell us about Obama, and everybody, canceled him. Oh, this, that, and the other. And he was trying to tell us, Obama ain't really about that life, being that he was in Chicago as well. But everybody, pretty much canceled Lupe as well. I mean, I guess he's had a song or two, but, Lupe Fiasco was really hot at one point in time. But after he did that, it was just like, well, not so much. And so, and Brother Samuel made a good point too, as far as, Farrakhan said he's a litmus test. If, they talk about them, they being rappers or anybody black for that matter, y'all saw what they did to Nick Cannon. They had Nick Cannon heal, they made him bow down. And Nick Cannon, you ain't heard a whole lot from him like he was, before. And so they do ruin people who come out for the minister or whatever. So yeah, it's not really a lot to be gained in being a conscious rapper. And the other part of that is we don't support conscious rap. Like Gary and I's generation, and some of y'all there, we were into conscious rap. That was like a thing, right? It wasn't, you had your other rap music, but not, I guess conscious music was, more elevated at the time, but there's no benefit in being conscious. And we always know that white supremacy don't want black people to have, conscious thought and be aware. They want us to be talking about WAP and shooting people and, popping bottles and, the women rappers talking about these $20,000, $30,000 purses that can't nobody afford. That's where they want our minds to be. They don't want us to be, having a conscious thought, or as Gary said a minute ago, have knowledge of self.
I tell you what, I'm gonna do it, and I just got to figure out when I'm gonna do it. But since we having this conversation, I'm gonna write a song called Church Pimping. See, y'all getting 600. How much Joel Osteen got? Wasn't nobody even going to church. 400 million.
4 million.
Y'all getting 4 million, something like that. 4 million, but y'all getting 600. So maybe somebody should write a song about it. I ain't got no problem writing. You know why? Because I'm independent and I can write what I want. And see, there is no excuse for the brothers and the sisters with the penmanship, with the God-given talent that they have, to be able to write stuff that could uplift us, because a lot of y'all are independent too. Like the little girl Mulatto that was on the rap game with Jermaine Dupri and wouldn't sign the deal. But she wouldn't sign the deal. She wanted to be independent. But look at what she's putting out.
I wish she would have never signed no deal. That girl is what, 21, 22? And behaving and talking the way she is, I just cannot. It's crazy.
But you need somebody like Pimp C to tell you about the female rappers, some of them. Because Pimp will sit down and tell you about it back in the day. And he'll tell you, they ain't nothing but some hoes. He would tell you who he slept with, how easy it was. It was what it was. So they speaking on what they know. They speaking on what they do. You know, but I mean, is it more to this game? You know, it has to be, because, you know, I don't want no beef with nobody doing music. I don't want to have to come out the house and worry about if somebody, you know, is hating on me. You know, guy down here, you know, Big Third, you know, known all over Houston, and good dude, you know, it is what it is. You know, but he go to the club one night, somebody shoot him in his back. For what? For what? Well, what are we accomplishing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Scarface's favorite rapper, one of his favorite rappers, is a good friend of mine, Nation of Islam, brother. I can call any day of the week when I'm doing whatever in the community. K Reno, he's a Houston legend. Won't you go listen to his stuff? Won't you go listen to K Reno? Man, this dude here is so talented, is unreal. And guess what? He does it himself. He's written several books to uplift our people. You see what I'm saying? He's in the Guinness Book of World Records. Why? Because one day he released 7 albums at one time. This wasn't 20 years ago. This was 2-3 years ago. He released 7 albums at one time. And on each one of them albums, there's nothing that you can find that will say we need to kill each other. Now, we need to stop that, man. You know, this cultural genocide, we have to stop that, man. You feel what I'm saying? K Reno is a lyrical beast. And when Face say you one of his favorite rappers, that should tell you right there. And even my brother Brad Jordan, got love for him, talk to Brad all the time. His mind is in a different place. The man ran for city council because he's sick of his neighborhood looking the same way. He's sick of what he see in the community. This is what we need to be talking about. This is why Cube is getting so much flack. It ain't because he said something wrong. It's because he's trying to uplift his race. And anybody that's trying to do that, they're going to push you down the rabbit hole, man.
And Kiki, hey, how you doing? It says, I think it pertains to Black conscious music, period. And it didn't just start now. It's been happening. Was watching a documentary today on Sam Cooke. Was it the 2 killings of Sam Cooke on Netflix? I saw that. It was a very, very, very good documentary. And I suggest everybody watch it. It's under the remastered series under Netflix. So they talk about different music artists and the things that they've gone through and different things like that. But you say, and his mysterious murder, and it happened to other Black artists when they were conscious as well. Black artists, period, speaking positively and conscious is a threat because they know that music is influential, it's powerful. Yeah, and with that, Sam Cooke, you know, he said what happened is Bob Dylan was making conscious music at the time. This was in the 60s, where, you know, he was talking about, you know, all the injustices that were going on. And he thought, wow, you know, Bob Dylan, who was a white man, he shouldn't have beat me to that. I should be doing that. You know, as a Black man, I should be using my platform. And so he started to, a change is going to come and the chain gang and all those music to really get people to start thinking about the injustices that were going on with Black people. He also was talking about, hey, you know what? I want my masters. He was wanting to start his own studio. He was hanging out with Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali. So they were, you know, the consciousness at the time. And as you guys know, at least two of them weren't here very long after that. And one of them went to jail, you know. So white supremacy never wants Black people to have a conscious thought. They want the entertainers to be just that, entertainers, right? Just get, as the lady said on Fox News, just get us shut up and dribble. That's what they want. They don't want, because they know we look to some of our entertainers as leaders. We just do for whatever reason. And the minute they get off of the tap dance train or whatever it is they're doing and start saying, hey, you know what? Like Kaepernick's career was never the same. So yeah, that's actually a really good documentary, The Two Killings of Sam Cooke.
Say, man, when you look at it, let's go back for a second. Let's think about it. When Prince started hollering about his slave and he wanted his masters, what happened? Michael Jackson. What happened? They tried to crucify him even after he was dead. Come on, man, if we're gonna be real, let's look at it. Bill Cosby. He wanted to buy NBC. Look at what happened. Nick Cannon. Look at what happened. You feel, and no matter what anybody think, go back and do the research. R. Kelly wanted his masters. They will find a way to shut you up. And that's one reason I never signed them slave contracts. No, you ain't finna do that. I'm not finna do that, man. You know, you're not finna control me like that. You know, but the question is who controls who? Now, if we're gonna speak on it, we're gonna have to be real with it. You know, there was a line in one of the greatest diss songs ever been made. And that right there made me go do some research, even back in the day. When Cube said in No Vaseline, you let a Jew break up our crew. Who controls the music industry? Jewish people control the music industry. Well, guess what? They're going to be mad at me for saying that, but I'm only telling you the truth. You control the music industry. Well, you can't cancel me musically because you don't control me. And the main part of that music industry, and now it's done through streaming, has always been distribution. You could be a Black man like Sam Cooke and own your record label. You could be Ray Charles and own everything. But there has never been a Black distributor, because that's the part of the game that they controlled, and they would shut you completely down. Because if you couldn't distribute it, then you're gonna have to pull it too short. That's why I love short E40 Master P, because the hell with you distributed, we're gonna come out the trunk. But you can't come out the trunk no more. You feel what I'm saying? You can't come out the trunk no more. So in all actuality, you got somebody sitting there that controls this. And contrary to popular opinion, Jay-Z has bosses too. He has bosses too. You know, think about this here, because it ain't strange to me, because I just see it and I knew it. Ever since Jay been talking about saving Black people, he's been quiet musically. Ever since he got the deal with the NFL, he's been quiet musically. But he's a smart guy. I'll give him that. He saved his money. So if something happens, he can live the rest of his life. We just have to tell the truth about this thing that's going on. So somebody like a Boosie, you know, a Yella Beezy, you know, you know, I love 50. I think you beef too much. You know, I really think 50 just do it just to aggravate people. I think 50 just do it to aggravate people because it keeps him relevant. You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. And once we figure it out, You know, look at what they did to Brian Allen with the cable stuff. Man, people ain't playing, man. Look, you can have some crumbs, but we'd be damned if you give you a slice of the pie. You can eat them crumbs, but you ain't getting a slice of the pie. Demetri?
And I saw Alan, you said, do y'all know about COINTELPRO? Yes, we know about COINTELPRO. It's a program of the FBI that was headed by J. Edgar Hoover. It started, I think, around in the 1950s or so. But, you know, J. Edgar Hoover was messing with Black people way before the inception of COINTELPRO. He was messing with Marcus Garvey. He is the one that helped infiltrate Marcus Garvey, sending Agent 800 into the UNIA, the organization that Marcus Garvey had started to help Black people. As you guys know, Marcus Garvey was trying to send, well, he had upwards, they said between 3 to 6 million Black people worldwide on board to go back to Africa. He said, let's blow this joint. You know, let's go back to Africa. So they had Agent 800, who was actually the first one of the first Black FBI agents in the United States history to infiltrate the UNIA. And so we know that COINTELPRO counterintelligence program was created to infiltrate groups that were adversary to that of the United States. We know that they've infiltrated every Black group from, as I said, Marcus Garvey, the Nation of Islam, and most notably the Black Panthers, where they would put plants in there to dismantle it. You guys know that's partially how Fred Hampton was murdered by an informant. And so, yes, we are very well familiar with COINTELPRO. Yeah, they've done a lot of damage. And the real reason is because they did not want Black unity. J. Edgar Hoover realized that Black unity was a threat, well, for his opinion, a threat to that of the United States. And so they did all they could to make sure that didn't happen, and they're still operating today.
And there's nothing wrong with speaking about Black unity, people. We need to speak about it more because what she just said is the truth. J. Edgar Hoover said that America's biggest threat is the unity of Black people. That's what he said. So, you know, whether it's music or whatever, then it is what it is. You know, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just look at things for what it's worth. I live in Houston. I look at that, you know, they applaud and they celebrate. We have the top medical center in the world. It's the top of the line. So this is where I get a little confused. Well, if it's so top of the line, why you got to ship vaccines in here? Why you just couldn't create one here? Y'all don't look at some of the things I look at, man. You know, you come up with a vaccine to deal with this coronavirus that you didn't know nothing about. You roll this shit out in 2 weeks. Where the cure for cancer? Where the AIDS cure? Why you ain't selling that over the counter? Why you ain't rolling that out? You know, we got an AIDS epidemic in the United States of America. You see what I'm saying? Where's all the cures for that? You know, but y'all done jumped on board, and we was laughing this morning on the show. Rodney, like my nephew, you know, he's in the medical field, and you know, he took the virus. Man, I'm not taking. He took the vaccine. Man, I'm not taking nothing. I live in Houston. Dr. Red Duke, the first open heart surgery was done in Houston. And this medical center that we have, we got the ship stuff in here. And y'all don't get it. I mean, they ship it in here and then they got to do big ass press conference of rolling boxes into the hospital. Man, I'm not taking none of that shit. None of that. And guess what? If I died of corona, see, he wouldn't listen. No, I had a day to go. I don't know when that day gonna be. So, you know, but you ain't finna trick me. I already got rolling veins. It's hard to even get blood out my arm to do a blood test. You got 2 times to stick me. And then we ain't playing this here no more. If you can't get it them first 2 times, we ain't doing this. So the thing is we gonna die anyway, man. You see, but Jason Belton says there's no money in the cure for cancer and AIDS just in the treatment. He might be exactly right. You see what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I don't care nothing about no goddamn corona. I don't know where this shit came from. This shit done mutated over 4,000 times. Say, man, y'all playing with fire. Y'all playing with fire, man. All you doing is running up in the WAP, playing all this vaccine foolishness. You just running up in the WAP every day, knowing you got the crabs. You just running up in the WAP, ain't putting nothing on your tool when you out here playing with this vaccine. So if the vaccine doing what it's doing, motherfuckers is still dying, man, at an alarming rate. And then y'all watching, oh, well, this so-and-so politician, he took it live on TV. Sure he did. You sure that wasn't saline water? I ain't falling for it. Dimitri?
Yeah, I don't see some of these comments here. So Alan said, yep, you know your history, but did you know J. Edgar Hoover was black and gay? Yes, I knew that, but, you know, means nothing. There's black and gay people, you know, working for white supremacy every day, all day long. But yes, it was, you know, said that he was black and gay, but, you know, apparently he passed. And Jonelle says, J. Edgar Hoover also feared the rise of a black messiah. Yes, he did. That's what he said, that, you know, one of the biggest threats was the rise of a black messiah, and it must be stopped. And so that's why you don't see a lot. Well, there would have been older now anyway, but a lot of our leaders were murdered because they were deemed to be that messiah that was going to actually deliver black people from the tyranny of white people and to raise our thought processes, right? And let's see here. And you guys are talking about the vaccine. And saying there's no money in the cure for cancer or AIDS. It's just a treatment. Absolutely. If a doctor wouldn't have a job if every time he went, he said, listen, this is the game, right? Eat right, exercise, drink plenty of water, and get plenty of sleep, and live a stress-free life. If you follow those things, you'll never, ever, like they would be out of work. So they got to keep you on the precipice. Well, you know, you got to move around a little bit, exercise, maybe quit smoking. But here is a whole bunch of pills. Take these. Come back in 3 months and we'll monitor your progress, see how you're doing. But some of that is on us as well. We know that we have all of these comorbidities, and that's why disproportionately black people are being affected more by the coronavirus, is because we have so many other things going against us. We have high blood pressure, diabetes, and you name it, we have it, right? Whatever it is, we have it, but we won't do the things necessary to help us. Like I tell you guys all the time, I'm vegan. Would I like to be eating meat? Yes, Lord. I would love to be eating fried chicken and hot sauce and all of that, but I know it ain't good for me, you know, because I'll be 50 next year and I don't want to be 50 with a whole bunch of ailments and that kind of stuff. And so I do my part for the most part. I'm not perfect, but I do my part. So some of that is on us. We know that the medical industry is never, ever going to totally give us the game. They're never totally going to cure us, because you talk about millions and millions and millions and billions and trillions of dollars, even with all of the, you know, the money they make will go away if we, you know, took it upon ourselves to help ourselves. But if they were really interested in helping us, let's just say as black people, they would put grocery stores, or, you know, I'm saying they would put grocery stores in our neighborhoods instead of us having these food deserts where there are no fruits and vegetables and fresh things that we can eat. But it's easier for them to pump all that vaccine into your arm and say, okay, you're not going to get the coronavirus. Now go out there and continue doing everything you used to do. And yeah, you'll probably have to get a bag of chips at the local liquor store on the corner, because we won't put a grocery store over there, but at least you won't spread the Rona, right? So some of that we have to educate ourselves and then act upon that education. It says, when did Bill Gates become a medical expert? I thought he was a tech guy. Well, study the eugenics program, and that will answer most of that question. Study that. There's a part of society who feels that we are overpopulated, and for people, you know, who are not contributing to society as much. I'm not saying black people don't contribute. Yeah, we are consumers and not producers, but since slavery, we were deemed to be a burden on society. And so if you know anything about the eugenics program, you know you will have the answer to your question there.
But I've said that before. I mean, this dude built computers. then you know how the hell you get off into this here, man. Money. When you got that kind of money, you become an expert in everything. And then you start listening to these people. So you want to tell me about, you know, computer programs for years and years, and now you want to tell me I need to be vaccinated. You know, won't y'all rap about that? Won't you rap about that? The games that's being played. But you know, I'm gonna write a song. I mean, I might go into the lab, or I just might do it like I do it, just sitting at the computer. But I'm gonna put it on your mind. You know, at the end of the day, my rap brothers, my rap sisters, let's stop the beefing, man. Let's stop that. Let's stop, you know, wanting to kill each other because it's the popular thing to do. Let's stop killing each other over what kind of tennis shoes we wearing. You know, we done been through that. So, you know, the circle of life, you know, it completes itself. It comes back. You know, we used to kill each other over starter jackets. So now we started killing each other over shoes. Now we're killing each other over the fact we made a mistake and stepped on them. Right there in my community a couple of years ago, dude got killed in a club because he stepped on somebody's shoe. For real, dog. For real. You know, and if you go into these cities, and I'm gonna be honest, a lot of these rappers, you know, they put targets on their back. They want to claim they gang affiliated in this town, and then when they get to the next town, you forgot your gang affiliation gonna follow you. So when you go to that next town, that might not be the gang that's in control. So now you got to check in. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's too many gangsters and not enough angels running around. It's too many gangsters, man, and a whole bunch of y'all ain't gangster, bro. Like we said in the beginning, George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman. My man that killed George Floyd. But you ain't got nothing to say about that. You ain't gonna do shit about that, is you? But you will kill one of us in a heartbeat. Demetri, final thoughts.
Yeah, my final thoughts is that I agree with you. You know, we need to be thinking about doing other things other than taking the lives of our own people. Yeah, I mean, and Dion, you want to come on the show tomorrow? We're gonna let you educate us. So if you're serious, you know, we'll send you a link. If you're serious,
well, all we got to do is send his email to one of us, and we'll bring you on the show. What you want to talk about? Because please, hopefully, it's some subject matter we ain't covered, because we cover everything. What you gonna bring to the table, brother? Don't get mad if we chew you up, because we agree on here, bro. We agree. We don't know everything. Now, that's one thing we all say. We don't know everything. So we just try to put information out. You know, but I think that, you know, it's finna be legislative season all across the country. These folks go back to their state capitals, and these bills have been filed, and we got to fight. How many of y'all I'm gonna see in Austin? How many of y'all I'm gonna see in that education committee with Harold Dutton and Alma Allen? Straight from my area. With education being screwed up across the board in the city of Houston, how many of y'all gonna be in there fighting with me? How many of y'all gonna be there? How many of y'all gonna be in y'all state capitals fighting diligently for what we need? You feel what I'm saying? So Demetri, finish it up, mama.
Yeah, so as we always say, yeah, we got work to do. And DJ Charisma, how you doing? He says, and then they raise the price on the organic foods. Yeah, they do. But like I said, and I always say, you're going to pay for it now and you're going to pay for it later. You're going to pay for it later with all of the medical bills and doctor visits and all of that. So we might as well pay for it, you know, up front. Or as Brother Samuel said, grow your own food. You know, that's always an option. We should be trying to do that anyway, grow our own food so we can be in control of what goes in our body. And the same thing, you know, Brenda said, cook your own food. So anyway, we'll see you guys tomorrow. And we're going to hear from Mr. Dion Hayes. And he put his email there in the comment section. So we're going to hear from him and see what he got.
Copy Dion's Write an email down, send it to me. And Dion, expect the email at 6:30 tomorrow evening. No excuses. And now you can educate us, brother. You can educate us, and we always welcome any of you guys or ladies that want to come on. Come on, have a conversation with us. You know, we don't. The one thing I love about this show is we don't fabricate. We don't go into a mode where we plan this. No, this is just us talking. You know, just having this conversation. It's better than barbershop talk. You know, because we just leave it on the floor every night. So for me, I want to thank all the good people out there doing the work. You know, like my brother just said, man, grow your own food, cook your own food. The reason that a lot of these older people have lived so long is because they were eating chickens out of the yard. They were eating pigs out of the yard. Oh, we can't eat this, we can't eat that. Well, how them people live longer than us? And we got so many problems with food because you don't have a clue what you eating. You don't have a clue what you eating. Oh, you think them big old turkey legs is, man, how them turkey legs get that big? How them pieces of chicken get that big? Yeah, they pumping a bunch of stuff in it. But it is what it is, man. Another spirited discussion from the best in the business. I want to thank y'all for tuning in, man. My man Donovan didn't make it tonight, but that's all right. He'll be back tomorrow. I want to thank the queen, Demetra K. And in the morning, the 5-star general, the Warzone Morning Show. I'm going to put some information up. Because if you got an Android, we figured out the problem. And then you can come listen to the best morning show in the country. And I can guarantee you one thing. You ain't going to hear one negative song on the show. It's that hot. So until tomorrow, my good people, we'll holler at you.